He ult. He did ult. He can't get to me. Uh-oh. That's a problem. Hello everyone, this is your host Professor Reha here with the realization that I have somehow lost Athena Support Guide Conquest Episode 7. So here we are. Yeah. No idea where that went. But, see, I know what happened, but I don't know what happened to the episode that I recorded. See, I originally recorded in Episode 7 for the conclusion, the temporary conclusion of the Athena Conquest Support Guide. But because I had not uploaded a SMITE Conquest on Thursday, I double recorded. No, I'm sorry. I have to be support for this. Anyways, so I recorded an extra episode on Saturday, and I think what happened was when I was recording Monday's episode, I accidentally overwrote that particular episode, is what I believe happened. So, here we are. Oh wait, do we have...
I will always have your back.
We'll go with this. Oh wait, dragons? We don't have a dragon. There's no dragon Athena. Okay, that's fine. We'll go with the, Oh, he changes. Oh. Oh, man, I still would have matched. Oh, the shame I feel right now is intense. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Anywho, let me see. Looks like they're going to have a fairly standard comp here. King Arthur solo, Sylvanas support, AMC, ADC, Thaji jungle, Morgana mid. Should be fine. Which I didn't notice particularly is Tiamat or Persephone are solo lane. Either works. Persephone has the sustain, Tiamat has the defense. So either of them work well for that unless we have a jungling Tiamat and a solo lane Raven, which Tiamat's a little slow for my personal preferences in terms of jungling, especially now that the shoes are gone. But that's just me. Let me see. 3 physical, huh? Auto attacks. Okay, they've got respectable auto attacks. So constructing a plan in my head... We have decent enough auto attacks. I have some ideas here. I'm feeling somewhat spicy. Let's play around a little bit here. Let's make this exciting. So my rough plan is to build a combination of items that very specifically enhance my allies, mitigate the enemies, and still provide me with a decent power spike through the power of animosity. It's going to be very interesting. I'm just going to put this here very early so that way I don't get jumped. I haven't had it happen to me yet, but I'm waiting for the moment. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. He had plenty of time to switch. It was a victimless mistake. Also, for reference... Oh, he went the other way. Never mind. I was going to say, it's a little better to go topside because your ally can go around that way. Beautiful. I'm getting slapped a little bit hard, though. Oop. But no, we're fine. We're fine. Grab my dash next. I don't have quite the inherent tankiness for the glorious taunt. I mean, he tried. I don't think he needed the ability for that, but... Did Sylvanas walk back into that? I think he did. I'm actually gonna do that for a little bit of weakening there. Good shot, good shot. Pull that minion aggro, very nice. Alright, this is a very intense lane conflict here, I must say. Oh, Sylvanas took unnecessary poke there. What the heck, guy? Get rid of that hive. I've got my shell if it gets really bad. Alright. Still not quite in a position I want to be mana-wise. I'm very low on mana because I chose the Benevolence, but that'll give me the MP5. I'm getting experience over time. I'm giving Uller some stuff. It's fine. This will work out just fine for me ultimately. What is AMC? Okay, AMC has a pretty classic build. I'm curious as to how Uller's going to go down, but it looks like he's going to go for Transcendence, which is fine. The Bluestone is fairly interesting, but it's much more effective late game than it used to be for Hunters now, so it's not necessarily a bad idea. We did have to give up some camps to them, but that's alright. There you go. Sylvanas is looking for a pull. I already know this, but he doesn't want me. I have too much health. I've got a block stack. There's just no way that AMC is going to kill me, even if he pulls me. I need for him to come really nice and close, just like that. Some nice poke there. Very nice. I don't have any more. Oh. I did not think that that was going to hit him so hard. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I could have shelled him and that he would have been fine then, but that's my fault. I didn't think he was going to take quite so much damage from the bees. These minions are completely demented. They split up their focus for some unknown reason. I just really want to hit level 5 before I go back, so I can ult back in. The fact, though, that AMC has not gone back and has basically 0 mana is very interesting. I actually could potentially... I don't have any mana to do anything else with, but I was not in any particular danger of dying. I gotta draw Sylvanas out. I think I have enough fur. Yes, I do. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is build some... No, what I actually need is wards. I'm gonna be a good boy. I want to pull Sylvanas out of that lane. I think it's fairly important for Uller to try to box the AMC. He's got a better kit for that. I'm alone. And I think, yeah, she was thinking about it, but there's really no point. Uller is far enough back. I want him to solo farm as well. He doesn't need me there. What I'm hoping is that we can get AMC to have bad rotation, and then from there we work something out that benefits Uller, which is my really big hope at this point in time. I think that would really benefit. All we really need to do is pull AMC out of there just for a single fight, and Uller can catch up, and from there I think Uller will be able to solo AMC, especially once he gets his stacks, which he's working on. I'm gonna follow her if I need to. Nope, we're fine. She's going... What is this? Good play, good play. The Tiamat versus Morgana is slightly in Tiamat's favor, just by merit of the fact that Tiamat has an escape and Morgana does not. Oh, thank you. People forget this stuff. Very nice. Oh, they're going really aggressive on the wave clear. Okay. Robin's going really aggressive on the counterattack. Oh no, he's just boarding. Okay. There we go. Bring him in. There you go. She hits like a wet noodle. What the heck? Why does she... Oh, she's... I don't know, actually. That's a bit weird. Nice. That was a good amount of damage on her. Keep going, keep going. Ah, shoot, I'm gonna die for this. Oh, I died right before I actually made impact. Did he pick it up? No, there's too much CC. Oh, that's a shame, that's a shame. Let me see. My next item. We'll go for Pestilence, I think. I want another one of these. Gonna see if I can save her life. Where's AMC? Oh, holy cow. Everyone's over here. Excuse me? Haha. This is going to get fairly unpleasant very quickly. No, we're fine, actually. Does she have ult? She does not, but she will soon. I think once she gets ult, we can capitalize on this really nicely. How many enemies can we keep over here at one time? Hmm? I don't know what his goal was there. Very nice. Knew we could get a kill with that. He's got pretty good self... Oh, he's got Stone of Guy. That makes sense. Oh, why are you leaving? Oh, you have no mana, that's why. Although, we have team out here, so that should be fine. I didn't get the slow impact? Okay. I am dancing around very desperately. He starts spinning to win, I taunt him out of it. Alright, that's fine, Uller. Take advantage of that. Capitalize, please. I don't have yet my moment to go back. Oh, I was going to go over there and help him, but there was no way I was going to have the time to. I need Pesty. Alright. I want to throw down some wards and bail out of here. Put this here. And I think we'll put one here. And then we're going to go back and I'm going to ult back in. Wait, if I wait just a little bit, I can collect enough gold to get full Pesty from mid lane. Although I'm actually in pretty good shape right now, all things considered. Is Uller? No, Uller's died only the one time, so he's not that far behind. And I can patiently wait here forever. I'm fine with this. I think I can get, yeah, by the time I go back. I should have. Nope. Oh, he's dead. I tried. Really? Come on, you had all that and you still couldn't kill me? What is this? Alright. All I really need to do is slow him down. Okay, here's AMC. Alright. Where are we at? Oh, holy cow. I cannot do anything with that. As long as Uller can catch up, though, it's worth it. That's a mistake. Ah, man, they're really pushing this down. Alright. We'll make it in the late game. Persephone just won right lane. So it's a tower for tower, basically. Ah, no, not quite. Are they even there? No, they're not there. This is fine. Yeah, team that will be in time for that. That's not a huge problem. Alright. No, I really shouldn't. I was gonna steal his, but he's 2 levels down. I'm where I'm supposed to be, so I'm fine. I'm gonna go for these back harpies, though. He's not gonna need these. They'll be up by the time he gets back over here. There we go. I think I could just probably dash underneath that tower, throw a spear, and take care of that tower really quick, which I might do just to give us all the gold and experience benefits. Is this an actual fight? Apparently, yes. Nice. Nope. Come on. How the heck? Ah. Yeah, that was a good play. The Sylvanas played that very well. Sylvanas, you can't kill me. You don't have enough damage for that. He's going for animosity, too. I don't have what I need here. I don't know why, but alright. Ah, shoot. This is just a second too late. I'm gonna go for these harpies again. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. We can still recover from this, theoretically speaking. We have a theoretically better late game. Theoretically. Team that's got better defense for the late game because it's mitigation, so it does better against larger damage amounts. Let me see if I can just really quickly take this tower in a move of pure audacity. Is he following me? The disrespect. Oh man. I'm gonna go join Uller here. Alright, he's fine. I only chose Uller because he was on the enemy's side of the field and I really didn't want him to get slapped. So I decided to choose him just in case. He was the one most at risk in that particular scenario. Is he okay? He is not okay, but he'll get out fine because AMC can't keep up with him really. Subtle. I whiffed everything there. Good thing you move fast. This time I have shell up though. What do you mean retreat? Oh, I see it. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. Oh, that was spicy. I'm gonna get absolutely slapped though. I'm gonna die, but that's fine. That's alright. That's alright. Nobody else died. I almost got Morgana. Soul Gem is what kept her alive. That Sylvanas does not have the protection he needs. What the heck is that? He's got Lotus Crown, though. Interesting. I just need Witchblade. That'll help against Sylvanas, Daji, AMC. It'll reduce King Arthur's energy regen rate. What the heck was Tiamat doing in there? Okay. I don't have my ult. Man. Okay. Maybe Persephone can save this. Did she just... Yeah, she just used her ult. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can keep everything alive. Let's see if I can keep this all together. I don't want to surrender, though. It's too early to surrender. Very nice. Come here. It's free real estate. Get that out of here. We don't have time for plants. Okay. Yeah? I'll be back. Oh man, she died far faster than I was expecting. Excellent. Alright, we didn't win that fight, But we made it a good fight. Very nice. Oh, come on. There we go. Sylvanas is going to kill me. That's fine. No, he's not. We're fine. He is chasing so hard right now. That works, though. Got some kills, put them out of commission. We can navigate and do some farming. That's why I really gave up the Gold Fury. I know the Gold Fury is fairly impactful. I'm not denying that, but at this point, now we can do some really nice farming. Yep. Alright, what do I need next? I want Shogun's Kusari for the increase in attack speed that it provides. It provides 30% compared to the 12% that Talisman of Energy provides with full stacks, but that requires minion or god deaths, whereas Shogun's Kusari doesn't care. This is going to be fairly interesting. Let's go over here and help out here. Okay, I've got 2 of them here, which means that there's fewer enemies fighting those people over there. This should be fine. Let's see if I can get out of here alive. Yep. Nope. Oh, it's just King Arthur. Stop that. And now you're by yourself over here. Why is Persephone over here? What the heck? Nice. Very nice. Oh. That's a bit messier of a situation than I was expecting. You get back here, you silly. Hold on, I can get Shogun's. Sorry. Here we are. Alright. Meanwhile, they're all slapping King Arthur to near death. Very nice. Let's see how this works. I'm dead, that's fine. Can they pick it up? Can they pick everyone up? That was interesting. Oh, she got him. Nice. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, yes, yes. Kill that AMC. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Okay, my death was worth it. Easily worth it. Yeah, we need to get the Gold Fury now. That's free. Well, there is a possibility Daji will kill Raban, but that's less concerning. Oh, they're going to distract her there. Okay, that's fine. If just the 2 of them should be fine. Tiamat would be, yeah, obviously better because she actually has some mitigation there. Now, at this point, what do I want? Good question. I think... Breastplate of Valor? Yeah, probably my best idea. Why is Persephone up there? Well, she seems to be fine, so that's alright. That was a really great fight. We really came out of that really well. We got a lot more there than they got of us. I just got to stay ahead of Sylvanas. Hello. What's going on here? Huh. Okay, everyone's over here. Oop. They're all over here for some reason in this jungle. I'm not sure why they're in this jungle specifically. That's a bit weird. There's nothing over there for them. They know the Gold Fury was taken, so I don't quite understand why they were over there. A bit odd. Alright. Go for it. Oh. Alright. What's going on back here? Alright, fair enough. Oh man, I'm in trouble. I'm getting absolutely gobsmacked out here. Yeah, wow. That was a lot of damage. No, don't surrender. Pause it. Pause the foolish thing. Wait till she comes back. My goodness. Alright, let's take a quick look at... Oop, that's not what I need. There we go. Okay, this is a hot minute to consider. Okay, the Morgana's going full damage, which is fairly obvious. Daji has a pretty strong builder. That's why she slaps so hard. Sylvanas, Pridwin I slightly question there. Interesting that he has Pestilence. That's pretty good, though. Yeah, pretty justified. King Arthur, Stone of Gaia, Genji's Guard. Genji's Guard. Yep, that makes sense. Persephone. Glad Shield. Okay, fair enough. Amazon Cobb. Pretty classic build. I like the Aussie as the third item. Not everyone builds that at that point. Persephone. See, the Persephone's problem here was a second item, Typhon's Fang. It's too early for that. You need Bancrofts at the very least, or some other lifesteal. I mean, yes, Spear of the Magus was right afterwards, but still, very rough, very rough. Tiamat doing fine there. Raven, I think Arendite was too expensive to be building as a third item, I would say, but other than that, pretty fine. The Persephone, if the Persephone doesn't come back, we're probably just going to be doomed. Honestly, I don't think there's anything we're going to be able to do to recover if Persephone doesn't come back pretty soon. But that would be all I would have to say there. It's just going to be a matter of, does she come back in time? Now, they're rushing behind the Phoenixes for a Tiamat who's got pretty good mitigations. What the heck? They finally took a Phoenix. Alright. Good for you. Good play. You just unnecessarily stun me. They're all going for Morgana, which is fine. Neither of these two do enough damage to me to really be of concern. I actually do more damage than probably both of them put together. Where is AMC? I see. He ult. He did ult. He can't get to me. Uh-oh. That's a problem. I don't care if I die. Take me. But Tiamat can... Oh, no. AMC's over there. I mean, if Tiamat can kill AMC, then that's made. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, so close. So close. That was very good. We're gonna need to defend the middle Phoenix will survive a regular minion wave. That's not a problem. It's that right lane that needs attention. We've just been having a bit of a hard time, but that's okay. So is Raven. Actually, we all really have. I've not been doing particularly well in the second half here. That's okay. That's okay. Just gonna let Uller farm that. I'm gonna go over here and hopefully grab some back camps. Okay, good. They have not been stealing our farm. Boom. Just trying to save up for animosity so I can do some pretty decent damage, make a better contribution here. I'm gonna have to perform basically my function and Persephone's function here. I don't want to surrender. I want to keep fighting this. I want to fight this to the bitter end. I'm not going to give up just because we're down a person. We are doing okay. I want to at least make it respectable. We've been doing a respectable job defending without Persephone here. Alright. I don't see AMC over here at all. Oh, they're all over there. I see that problem happening. They're fine? They're fine. They're not fine. They're absolutely not fine. Surprise! I'll fight you. I'll do it again. Alright, that's fine. We can't really do much about that right now. We just have to pull back and defend our Titan. That's all we can do at this point, really. Nice, alright. Nope. Shoot. Yeah, I don't have the anything. That AMC absolutely slapped. So what actually happened? Oh, no, that wasn't Robin's fault, not necessarily. So what happened specifically? This is actually a fairly interesting game to talk about. Now, obviously, the Persephone leaving was a huge hit to our team. But why were we losing before that point? And why did we do so well? I'm not going to comment. I'll give you friendly. I'll give you friendly. That teamwork on that team. That was really good. Okay, so what happened before and what happened after Persephone dying? Because we were having a really rough time before, but we still did a respectable defense after the fact. So what specifically happened? Well, for me personally, I was going for a really late game, small damage buff. My build overall was a bit quirky, but it makes sense in context. Ignoring the benevolence for a minute, because I just really built that for the golden experience per second, which is nice. That I was totally fine with. It worked out really well overall. I was a little bit short on mana, but I actually adjusted my playstyle slightly to be less aggressive in the early game. The one time I was aggressive, Uller died. That was on me. I didn't time that well. But benevolence itself did work out overall for the most part. Now, Sovereignty, obviously they have 3 physicals. They have AMC, King Arthur, and Daji. This was fairly self-explanatory. Get that early so you can get some HP 5. Really helped out. But Pestilence, anti-heal. They had the Sylvanas. They had AMC's passive heal from his bees. He already had some lifesteal. King Arthur was already building Stone of Gaia by this point. AMC wound up building Aussie, which was nice for me, but I didn't know that at the time. Morgana had Soul Gem. I mean, the Pestilence was doing work, it wasn't enough, but it was doing some work. Witchblade was because there was actually a decent amount of auto attacks available on the enemy team, while Daji was clearly not focusing on auto attacks, which was a miscalculation on my part. King Arthur's energy gain was being decreased, Sylvanas' auto attacks were being decreased, and I anticipate he probably would have gone into Animosity. And of course, AMC was going to be using auto attacks. So ultimately it would have worked out. I did miscalculate the Daji, but otherwise we would have, that was not a bad build. I probably just built it a bit too early. I should have actually built Breastplate of Valor here, not Witchblade, and build Witchblade last. I should have checked Daji's build, because she can go full auto, she can go full ability, or she can go hybrid. And I didn't check that, because if I had checked that, I would have realized, oh, she's going full ability. So Witchblade isn't something I need now. Witchblade is something I'm going to need when Sylvanas gets Animosity. So I think I did build this too early. My reasoning was fine. I built it way too early. This should have been Breastplate of Valor. Shogun's Kusari is fine. I mean, considering I was intending on using a certain amount of autos, Raven has good auto attacks and clearly had at least some interest in using them. Uller, of course, uses autos a decent amount. So Shogun's Kusari was perfectly fine. Of course, Breastplate of Valor for the cooldowns, obviously. But again, this should have been in place of Witchblade, and Witchblade should have been where Breastplate was. The Tiamat's build was really nice. She did really well for a reason. Just excellent build. Charon's Coin for the penetration and for the sustain. You've got Bancroft's for the power and the lifesteal. You've got Typhon's Fang for the building off of the Bancroft's Talon. This probably would have been the fully evolved version with the extra lifesteal to accentuate the Typhon's Fang. Soul Reaver. Now, Soul Reaver is fairly interesting here. This was built to really primarily deal with the Sylvanas and the King Arthur, which is fine. But I think maybe some more pure power would have been a better idea. Potentially Doom Orb would have been really nice here. I think given the enemy team composition, this might not have been quite as justified. Morgana wasn't really increasing her health enough to really make it a difference there, and I don't think any of the enemy team really had the kinds of health to matter here. Health 1960, health 2120, but that's only because of the soul gem. That's barely over 2000. Amazon Cobb 1900. I mean, she was doing just 2% of their max health, which even if you approximate 2000 for the 3 squishies, that's only going to be like 40 extra damage, which isn't a whole lot of damage. I think just more pure power to accentuate the damage she was already doing, really do a lot more damage with their abilities. I think that would have gone much farther, or potentially even building Gem of Isolation to lock down the enemy a little bit more. That would have really helped against AMC. That would have been really effective against Morgana. That would have really been effective against Sylvanas. So maybe instead of Soul Reaver, Gem of Isolation might have been a more potent item for Tiamat in this situation. And then this was probably going to be, if I had to take a guess, Chronos Pendant, or possibly this could have been Rod of Tahuti, which is very popular. But yeah, that would be what I would have to say on that one. The Persephone was a major part of our problem here. Now, keep in mind that the Persephone's gameplay was really good, but the build doesn't make a lot of sense. First off, Persephone was solo, so there should have been a certain amount of protections being built, or hybrid items. Persephone, for instance, if you play her a very particular way, you can really effectively use Void Stone with her, and do some pretty impressive damage with a hybrid build using Void Stone, some of the helmets. There's a bunch of interesting things you can do there. But even ignoring the fact that she completely ignored a potential hybrid build or protections at any point, she went second item Typhon's Fang. I mentioned this during the pause, but Typhon's Fang should never be built as your second item. Third item, at the earliest, if you've built Bancroft's or Spear the Magus or Soul Gem, some other form of lifesteal. Just Vampiric Shroud alone is not enough lifesteal to justify a second item Typhon's Fang. You need Vampiric Shroud and some other lifesteal item, then Typhon's Fang. See, Spear the Magus should have been second, really boost your damage against King Arthur there, and then you would have been able to do some more impressive damage, especially since early on in the game he was going with Stone of Gaia, so you didn't need the percentage penetration at that point. The flat penetration would have been just fine. And then as he was building Genji's Guard, then you build Typhon's Fang in response, get that percentage penetration going. What makes even less sense is Charon's Coin was fourth. This could easily have been a great second item instead of Spear the Magus. Spear the Magus would have been fine if you were really insistent on a third item Typhon's Fang. If you're really insistent on that, Spear the Magus would have been fine. Charon's Coin would have been a much better second item. This is a great second item. It's one of the best second items you can build. Movement speed, penetration, power, sustain. What is there not to love about Charon's Coin as a second item? I just don't understand why this was fourth, and why Typhon's Fang was second. Divine Ruin at that point obviously was very needed. And that would be, actually retrospectively, I think maybe Tiamat should have built that instead of Soul Reaver. I mean, the Morgana was healing a large amount of her health through Soul Gem just because of how many times she could proc this. All of the abilities in her kit deal damage and hit the enemies, so therefore all of them will proc Soul Gem. Her ult alone, I think, if she shoots all 4 of her waves, procs Soul Gem all by itself. Her runes typically, her Fear rune hits twice. I mean, and you can theoretically get another 2 hits with the Dragon if you're close enough. So Soul Gem was really healing Morgana a lot. Combine that with Sylvanas' healing, that was a lot of healing. So I think Tiamat could also have benefited from Divine Ruin. The Raven's build was okay. My only real criticism of Raven's build would be Arendite was probably too early. This is a very expensive item, and especially since after you use an ultimate, your next hit does 40 plus 30% of your power. This is just better built towards the end of the game. You know, the early Crusher is great. This is actually a really strong pickup for Raven, even this early in the game. That's fantastic. I think Arendite was too early. I think it's too expensive to build this early. The Sledge is fine. Brawler's Speedstick is fine. Rounded Shield was going to be fine. Uller, you know, I'm fine with the Bluestone Brooch. That's great. Transcendence, Brawlers, that's great. Bloodforge. Now, here's the only criticism I really have of Uller's build. Instead of Bloodforge, I would have suggested Soul Eater. You were already going with it. You were clearly going with an ability focus. why not build Soul Eater? Yes, it stacks. Yes, it's a bit of a pain, but build Soul Eater as your third item. Get those stacks up. Get that lifesteal. Because Brawler's Speed Stick third item was a little bit early. You were still boxing AMC. Yes, he had Aussie, but you have Transcendence. You have Bluestone, not Brooch, but Bluestone Pendant. You have decent enough damage where you can still stand a decent chance, especially if you build Soul Eater. You can kind of counterbalance his Aussie with at least some lifesteal from working your way up with Soul Eater. Get some extra percentage penetration in there. I think that would have been a better choice over Bloodforge. You would have only lost 10 power. You would have gained more overall lifesteal. And Oboe, I can understand why Oboe was built here. You're looking for the attack speed, but in this particular context, I think maybe the Crusher would have been a better choice. Again, Uller was really looking primarily towards using abilities as the damage output, which is fine. You can very easily play him that way, but Oboe was really incongruous with that goal. I would say the Crusher to both be able to capitalize on decent auto attacks and also enhance your own abilities. This also makes Soul Eater a little bit better because Soul Eater gives you lifesteal on both your abilities and your autos, so the Crusher giving you increased attack speed and some good power and accentuating your abilities. Even if you're not getting lifesteal from the Crusher's passive, it's still accenting those abilities, so it rewards both of them. That's all I would really say there. AMC had a really just pretty standard build, very clean. My only criticism would be maybe Silver Branch Bow before Oboe. At this point, you are probably massively overcapping your attack speed with your hives, so I think you were throwing away Oboe at that point, and Oboe being your last item should probably have been on the top of your list there. Silver Branch, maybe even Silver Branch where Atlantis is. I mean, you're still getting the penetration, you're getting the attack speed, you get a little bit less power, you don't get the passive quite as early, but I think Silver Branch as your fourth item. Keep in mind, AMC gets an absolutely massive attack speed boost from his hives, so he was almost certainly overcapping by Atlantis Bow, and if Atlantis Bow wasn't overcapping him, Oboe definitely was. So that would be my only real comment on the AMC's build. Just build Silver Branch earlier, I think would be a lot more effective for him. King Arthur's build, like I've said before, is pretty standard, pretty fine. It's actually worked out really well. He served his purpose as a tank, which Persephone was not doing for the team, which was a bit of a problem, but she left anyways, so that didn't really matter at the end. Morgana, great standard early build, Charon's Coin, fantastic. Soul Gem is amazing on her, as we've already discussed. Spear of Desolation, that's fine. I think what I would have preferred seeing on Morgana, she was going to build, I believe, either Divine Ruin. Obviously, it was going to be Divine Ruin or Spear of the Magus. I'm not sure which one. But after Soul Gem, what I would have suggested instead would be Spear of the Magus to increase the amount of damage you and your allies are dealing, which is really effective with her ult and two of her abilities. Like I said, the Dragon hits twice if you're in melee range, because when it first comes down, and then it shoots back out. So it actually can hit twice. So you're going to trigger it with the first one and then do extra damage with the second part. Her Fear Rune hits twice, again, so that's fairly substantial, should you get down to that. And then the ult, of course, the first one hits, and then all three of the next shots do extra damage, which, being your ult, is already a lot of damage. So I think Spear of the Magus would have been a little bit more effective than Spear of Desolation here, and then do Typhon's Fang instead of Rod of Tahuti. You're getting equivalent amounts of magic power. Sure, you're not getting the passive here, but Typhon's Fang would have been way more lifesteal, would have been way more power, because you would have been getting double your lifesteal at that point, which would have been 15 from Typhon's Fang, 12 from this, 12 from Spear of the Magus, I think. Yep, so it would have been 24, it would have been 39, it would have been 90, I'm sorry, that would have been 88. No, wait, 39, 78, I'm sorry, pardon my math, 78 power increase, on top of the 70 that Typhon's Fang was already doing. You're doing 148 magic power. Sure, you don't have the MP5, but you have Charon's Coin already, so that doesn't really make a difference there. Sylvanas, of course, played excellently. That was fantastic gameplay by Sylvanas. It was right there with all of the teammates, did great. Absolutely fantastic gameplay. This actually, looking at his build, might have been Compassion instead. But, Lotus Crown is a great early item for Sylvanas. We didn't have the build for this. Usually you want 3 enemy physicals for this, but it doesn't really make a huge difference. You get MP5, you get physical protections, you get magic power. In the early game of Conquest, most ADCs are physical, and you've got the minions, and the only magic damage you have to worry about in the early game is from the enemy guardian, who isn't going to be doing, the enemy support, who isn't going to be doing that much magic damage in the early game anyways, in most cases. So Lotus Crown is an early game, even though we didn't have necessarily the comp for this, we had 3 magic, 2 physical. In the early game, that doesn't matter so much. Then Pestilence, which was, again, fairly impressive as a choice. Ullr's got some good lifesteal that he has incorporated in his kit automatically. Tiamat by this point was clearly building some form of lifesteal. Raven has a self-heal. Probably was going to build lifesteal. Didn't wind up doing so, but whatever. Persephone was clearly building lifesteal and has the heal inherent in her kit as well. So Pestilence was a great choice here. Pridwin, I do wonder a bit about. This was probably built primarily for those cooldowns and for the protection combination. The ultimate, I mean, the passive, while he did utilize it aggressively, wasn't probably the main point of this. And then Mantle of Discord, Sylvanas was just trying to stack up protections as much as possible. Now, the reason why Sylvanas was stacking protections as much as possible and kind of dropped the HP is because only Tiamat was really building anti-tank with the Soul Reaver. Ullr did not have chin size, nor did he have any kind of penetration. He had 15 flat penetration on Brawler's Beatstick. Ullr did not have the penetration to punch through any of this. Or even, for that matter, King Arthur. But King Arthur's protections weren't wild like Sylvanas' were. So that's really why Sylvanas kind of... You'll notice health. Physical protection, bit of power. Health and magic protections. Just protections. Just protections, cooldown. There was clearly a point at which Sylvanas looked at our composition and realized, hey, only Tiamat has penetration. I mean, even if Tiamat didn't build Soul Reaver, she still had 30% magic penetration, which is fine. But Persephone built Charon's Coin pretty late. I mean, Sylvanas could recognize, hey, Persephone has some penetration, Tiamat's got some penetration, that's it. Raven's got no penetration. Ullr has 15 flat penetration. Nothing stopping me from just stacking protections, because, frankly, it's easier to stack pure protections just because of items like this. The whole Cloak family is really conducive to really high amounts of both protections. Mantle of Discord, Hide of the Urchin, which also gives you some HP, just stacks, which takes a while. The other cloak there, which name I can't remember off the top of my head. Of course, you've got Pridwin for the double protections. You have the Gauntlet of Thieves, which gives you health and 50 of each protection. It's just overall easier to build both protections simultaneously and drop health, if the enemy team lets you get away with it, and Raven and Ullr did. It's my only real major criticism besides what I've already mentioned of Ullr and Raven. It didn't occur to me right away that they didn't have much in the way of penetration. But they don't. They really don't have that much penetration here, and Sylvanas clearly at some point realized, hey, they're not building pen, only the mages are. And as long as we can focus them out, we're golden. In fact, actually, Persephone leaving was impactful not only because she was no longer able to inflict her damage, but she was one of our only 2 responses to Sylvanas based on build, which was very unfortunate. Now, I'm not going to report the Persephone because I don't know if that was a rage quit or if that was a disconnect. I don't know. There wasn't any indication that the Persephone was angry. I couldn't tell you. With a build like that, though, you've got to at least be crazy. But that aside, I can't prove that was necessarily a rage quit. I don't have any evidence to support the theory. It's just as likely a rage quit as it was a disconnect. Maybe they had a thunderstorm at their house and they lost power, for all I know. So I'm not going to report the Persephone in this particular circumstance. But the Sylvanas recognized, hey, I can get away with full protections, and went with it. And that's why we had such a hard time killing him. The Daji, the Hydra's Lament. Now, at this point, probably this was very likely some form of jungling item. This was probably not her first item she built, because clearly she was well ahead of the game. Transcendence, very strong item on her early game. Just went full abilities, large amounts of protections, cooldowns, penetrations. Just absolutely fantastic. I would say maybe she could have gone with a little bit more penetration. I think instead of Arendite... No, not even instead of Arendite. She has a problem here. There's 2 problems here with Daji's build, which is why she really didn't hit me that hard. 1, she's overcapped on cooldown. Consider, You have 10% on Transcendence, you have 20% on Jotuns, you have 10% on Arendite, and you have 10% on Hydra's Lament. That's 50%. She overcapped. I would have actually dropped Jotun's Wrath and gone with Titan's Bane. Get 20% more penetration on there. That's 30% pen. Be able to deal with me. Be able to deal with the Tiamat a little bit better, who has damage mitigation in the first place. So she's already going to be hard enough to punch through. You lose 10 power, you lose 150 mana, you lose literally only 10% cooldowns. You go from 50% cooldowns when your max is 40, so you're literally going from 40% cooldowns down to 30%, which is not a huge deal. So I think that would be my only criticism of Daji's build. This should have been Titan's Bane, considering what she built later on. So that's all I'm really going to say about this particular game. We lost through just a combination of very odd builds, not enough penetration. Persephone wasn't building at all properly, and Persephone left midway through the game, roughly speaking. But, you know, that happens sometimes, and I don't normally upload games in which somebody leaves, which is the only real condition I have. I'll upload wins and losses. I don't care if you see me lose a lot of the time. That doesn't really matter. But if somebody leaves, I don't necessarily consider it a fair match. But this match was so interesting that I wanted to upload it anyways, despite the fact that Persephone left midway through the game. I really wanted to show that despite the fact that Persephone left and was a huge component of our damage output, we still did a respectable job defending. I mean, I won't say we did great, but we had a respectable run. And that's sometimes more important than just surrendering. Yeah, we were in there for, what, I think 12 more minutes? Whatever. I mean, we put up a great fight. I am not at all salty about it. I did the best I could. You know, I made some mistakes early game, but I really came around and recovered late game for the most part. I was too aggressive, I think, in the mid game. As a self-criticism, I was too aggressive in the mid game, and I didn't ensure Ullr's survival enough in the early game. But, you know, things happen. So, yeah, if you like this, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, please ignore me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, or ideas, please leave them down in the comment section below. I love to read them. And thank you all very much for joining me. Have a great 24 hours.